Hey guys, we're doing another episode of Tactics, Tips, and Tricks. Recently, the ban list just came out, so there's also going to be added into the video as well. So it's not really a ban list reaction, but preliminary. It goes into effect July 1st. So let me just go in quick. What just got banned was LP. Everyone knew LP was going to get hit. Dryden got hit following OCG. What's limited for Dino play, you have Miscellaneous going to 1, Skullback Joker going to 1, Striker Dragon going to 1. Solomon Gray Marastalio comes back from 1 from the banned portion of the list. And Sky Striker Mobilize Engage goes to 1. What's at 2 would be the Double Irish Magician. Coming off the list, more preliminary, but is at 2. And also what's limited is Symbol of Heritage. So just a quick viewpoints pertaining Dragon Link consistent is hurt, but like a good bit, but because ILP is banned doesn't mean the deck is like it was dead because of that. Striker Dragon going to 1 is what hurt most, but it's still a viable deck still, because you still have extenders, you still have the Arm Dragon engine if you want to throw in with the wind type variant of the Dragoon is still an option as well. You still have 3 Chaos Space, and don't overlook that. The fact that Chaos Space is still at 3, it's very rampant. It's something you cannot overlook. Another something to really not like overlook is Pendulum Magicians. Slowly over the last few ban lists, Konami has hinted at bringing them back. The only thing this deck is missing Astrograph Sorcerer, but they have Chronograph Sorcerer. Those familiar with those type of decks would know that Joker being at 1 is pretty darn good. So expect Pendulum Magician to make a big splash in the meta. That'll be very. It's not a sleeper deck to fall upon. It's something to really look forward to. So preliminary I see is being one of the top 5 decks because it's really good. Also solid, but the boosters of Mirage Solid coming off the list is really good. From a strategy perspective, you can see the card being better going second than going first, because being able to bounce something removal off the field is pretty good. Also, Tri Brigade losing Dryden considerably might be a big damper to it, but I still don't see the deck losing out to pretty much anything. My opinion, Sky Striker is the back. Even with Engage being to 1, I would say using the Sky Striker engine itself, having Engage, a Hornet Drones, and Kagari, that is prevalent, that's really good. And you can splash that into Warrior decks or anything that matters. So going forward, that's really good. Dino will still be Dino even at Misk at 1. Misk at 1, Dino will still be Dino, because it was 1 before and it did a lot of things. So that's just to wrap up a few things. Also with Mirage Solid coming back, as you can see, a lot of popularity with the Agonister archetype getting a lot of play. I really think that deck is primarily going to be really good. So now to go into the portion of the video which is going to be more of a tactic. This was already spoken of before, but now it's even more prevalent. Now I gotta talk about it. And this is, I think, is a sleeper deck going into the new format that will be fresh come July 1st. And I would say probably not top 5 deck, but definitely something to look forward to. Now we have cards that just came back into format, like Effect Veiler, Infinite Impermanence, Hand Traps, and Galore. And that's been ever since Cross Souls. Ever since Cross Souls has come out, the impact of Hand Traps have been very prevalent. Like, your deck is not gonna see mainstream you won't be able to accomplish as much if you don't have hand traps, at least minimum 3. And Infinite Impermanence being one of the best hand traps ever made. It's a trap card you can activate. There's just so many things you can do with it. And the archetype I want to talk about, this is a strategy based one, as I'm going to talk about, is Paleozoics. I'll shout out Michael Stade. He got 2nd place in Anaheim playing Paleozoic. Because why is that such a prevalent deck or something you want to talk about is because of Totally Awesome. Totally Awesome is a very powerful card, especially in a simplified game state, and is a pace-by-pace type of deck. As underwhelming as Lightning Overdrive was, there is a particular card that came out, and I wanted to deliberate a little bit about it. It's less than 50 cents, and it's a card that literally could be more impactful later on, just like how Lost One was, like Corey Roca, he won the White 6 playing Paleo. So I'm not a big advocate of trap decks. I really am not. But Also, this series is really to help those players that don't have much understanding of what the knowledge of the game is and what they can take advantage of. So I wanted to talk about preliminary Boo Boo game. This card it's a sleeper card in my opinion. It's really, really, you read about how you manipulate and using things to your advantage is really busted. I would say is when you read the card is simply during damage calculation, if a monster battles, you take no battle damage from that battle. So already off damage, you can activate this card. Attack declaration, things of that matter, because it is one of those effects that can be activated in those substeps of the phases of the game in the battle phase. If this set card in its opponent's control is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, if this card in its owner's control is destroyed by your opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target up to 2 normal trap cards in your graveyard except Boo Boo game, set them to your field. They can be activated this turn. You can use the effect of this effect of being once per turn. So we see Twin Twister, we see Lightning Storm, we see all these cards making a big impact in the meta currently, and later on in the field it will be good. Only thing, the downside to the Boo Boo game is also it's a trap card. Every trap card is fall victim, but what makes it really good is it's a normal trap card. So if your opponent Lightning Storms you for 4 or 5, you can trigger this card and target 2 set cards that you 2 normal trap cards in your graveyard and set them. And all the Paleozoic cards are preliminarily unaffected by monster effects. So that is really amazing. Just wanted to elaborate on that for those players that wanted like, what would be a top 5 decks or what can I play with? I really believe Paleozoic would be a sleeper deck. Do not sleep on that deck. I think it can really make some noise. And in a simplified game state, having 2 toes on the field and a Dupe Frog. Oh, and also, Mystic Mind is still at 3, so don't be surprised. I mean, we got a Banlist, but still Toxicities are still around. Going forward, I would say this is strictly preliminary. The 2 best decks currently, to me, going forward, like right now, this band is going to generalize first, Drytron and Invoke. Wind is still at 1. Like, okay, Droll is all over, yeah. But Winda, that's a hard cookie to deal with. If you can't affect Vela Winda during your turn, you can have an imperm that bad boy, but Schism is a card still too. So, alright guys, hit that subscribe button. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Still more to remember. This is tactics, tips, and tricks for the ban list. Throwing in there. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Until next time, guys. Peace.